Hey guys, Ben here from the Strength Factory and welcome to part 2 of my video series about how to look after your shoulders. And remember, this is all down to the release of the Enduro mountain bike medical study that was released last week by the Enduro World Series, and it's the most comprehensive breakdown of the most common injuries, frequency of injuries in Enduro mountain biking that has ever been done. And one of the key points is that the most common injuries are to the shoulder area, so collarbone, AC joint, and so on. So in part 1, you need to watch that first. I discuss the problem, how to assess it, and then also how to start working on your mobility. This is part 2, and I'm going to start talking about how to develop the actual strength you need to be more physically robust, how to put some muscle on these shoulders to make you stronger in your riding position and also stronger in your Superman over the bars crashing position. Now, I'm going to use a mixture of exercises here, some using just body weight, some using minimal piece of kit, and also give you the option if you've got access to a gym. So, if you haven't watched episode 1, go and watch it now. And the first exercise we're going to do is a banded shoulder press. Now, this is just a lightweight red band. Costs about £8. I normally get them on Amazon. I'll pop a link in it for you. And this is really good because you can do it basically anywhere, and I try and encourage all my athletes to buy one of these bands because they're so useful. So don't underestimate this exercise. It's harder than you think, especially to do it strict. So things to note on this are I'm hooking the band under my heel, so I want the band to run up behind my body whilst I do the exercise, and then the band will run also behind my working arm. I'm standing in a nice tall posture and I have my other hand on the stomach, and that just really helps to remind you to keep it tense. It's also going to alert you if you start to arch and flare those ribs out, okay, so you're going to feel it on your hand. So keep the stomach there, ribs tucked in, okay, tall posture. And what we're looking for here is to be really smooth in the movement, and ideally for it to be going up there, so your bicep goes up past your ear. That's where we're aiming for, okay, in conjunction with the mobility work that you should already be doing. With the band, it's good to go high reps, so 12 to 15 reps per arm will be good, and just really focus on controlling the wobble, okay, because like I said, it's harder than you think. So the next exercise we're going to do is a downward dog from yoga, okay. Now this is also really good for your hamstring mobility, and it also overlaps with the mobility work that you should already be doing. But this is going to actually put you into those positions with the weight of your body weight as well, and so that means that we're getting strong in those positions, and that is the key thing. You need to be not just be there, but you need to be strong up there. So I'm going to show you first of all a normal downward dog, and then we're going to do it with a press up, and then I'm going to show you a more advanced variation for the stronger riders out there. So, I gave you 3 variations there. First of all, normal downward dog, where I just push my bum up and back. You're going to get a nice hamstring stretch as well. And as I do that, I'm actively pushing the floor away from me, so I'm using the strength in my shoulders to do that. And as I do that, I'm trying to bring my chest to my knees. So you're trying to like squeeze a triangle, okay, and that's going to also help improve that overhead mobility. So just flow between the low and the high position on the downward dog, spending a few seconds in each, gradually working it out. The next step on from that is then what you saw me do there, is going from a press up into downward dog, and this is something I do all the time with my riders here at the gym. So obviously we want a real good quality press up, drilling through the floor, lots of tension, and this is going to contribute to strong shoulders and packing some muscle on them, and then I'm going to push up and back into that position that we just discussed. The third one is a really nice one for the more advanced guys, and it's a single arm downward dog hold. And this is one of the exercises, again, I use with my stronger guys, and that I also use quite a bit in my complete MTB program online. So all you do, you get into the position, and then the idea is I slowly take one arm behind my back. Now the key here is I do it slowly because I don't want any movement. I want that arm to be strong and stable enough that it supports my weight. My hips, my back, they don't move. And then I slowly change sides, okay? Not boom, boom, because then I twist and I move, and then I'm losing the real benefit of the exercise. So what I normally do is a 3 to 5 second hold on each side, and you can even mix it up with the press up. So you can do press up, downward dog, single arm, press up, downward dog, mix it up, make it interesting. Just make sure that you're working at your level, okay, not trying to compete with anybody else, and that your focus is on perfect form and just pushing the floor away, so we're developing that really useful, that really functional overhead strength that we need to protect you on the bike. So the third exercise we're going to do is a single arm dumbbell press, and we're going to do it in the half kneeling position. And that's just a great way to keep the exercise very strict and to focus on exactly what we want to do with the shoulder. Now, a quick caveat for this is that in your assessment, if you were absolutely miles off on your overhead mobility and you've got lots of work to do, then you're going to have to wait until your mobility improves before you can do this, because otherwise all you're going to be doing is just pressing up here somewhere and end up arching your lower back, and it's just not going to be productive. You need to improve that mobility first, and you can use the previous exercise like downward dog until you get to a point where you can do this safely. So I start by tucking the hips under, stomach tight, bum tight. So you can see there with my exaggerated hip movement that it's really important to rock those hips back, squeeze the bum, squeeze the stomach, okay? This is as much a core and like bum exercise as it is shoulders. And that's going to put you in a really strong and tall position to press the weight. Now, I have my palm forwards, and again, we're looking to get that bicep up past the ear, okay? So we get strong at the extremes of your range of motion. Initially, I would start with a weight that you can do comfortably around the 10 or 12 rep mark per arm, and then as you get stronger, you can move down, and then once you're proficient at the exercise, you can do it consistently, you can do it pain-free, and when your mobility is a bit better, you can then start to push pure strength here, doing 3 to 5 reps on each arm to really build that true strength in the shoulder. So for the final exercise, I'm going to use a set of gymnastic rings, but you can just as easily use a suspension trainer like a TRX or an FK Pro or something like that. Now, the exercises I'm about to show you are really great exercises, but they are unstable, which is inherently what pieces like this kit provide. And so, whilst a lot of people think I need to be doing loads of unstable training, for me, you need to have a foundation of strength first before you add in that instability. So if you've had a shoulder injury recently, or if you're still really struggling to press any sort of weight overhead, then I'd probably leave this, to be honest, until you're a little bit stronger, and that way you'll do it safer, you'll do it with better form, and you'll get more out of the exercise. So I'm going to show you two variations. The first one is just well, I call it a Superman, because you end up in that position. For the women out there, you can be like Wonder Woman or She-Ra or whatever you want to be. You know, it's 2019, you can do what you want. So, Supermans. It's really important that you think of this as a whole body exercise, because it's a very intense core exercise too, and you need to squeeze your bum and stomach super hard, otherwise you're going to feel it in the lower back, and we don't want that. As I go forwards, I'm obviously going to my full range of motion here, but I'm supporting my weight on the arms, and that's what we're looking to do. I want to be strong in that position there, because that's where we're landing. Now, the great thing about the rings or TRX or whatever is that, you know, I can vary that position, so I can be narrow and straight, I can be a bit wider in a Y shape, you know, I can really mix up the hand positions, and I can also be asymmetric, so each side is slightly different, and that way we get a really great, varied and, dare I say, realistic training effect. The second one I'm going to show you now is a little more advanced. We're going to work from like a half press up position and then do single arm punches. Okay, so with both of these, in fact, the lower down you are, the harder it's going to be, and the higher up you are, the easier it's going to be. So I get myself there in a moderate lean angle, kind of like a riding position, and then I'm going to extend alternate arms. Now the idea here is that my body doesn't move. I want to keep completely still. I want to isolate the working arm from my position, okay? If you do it too fast or you're not strong enough, then you're just going to twist around all over the place, and you're wasting your time, and you might hurt yourself. So be strict with yourself, and if in doubt, swallow the ego and do it in a more upright position. So hopefully those exercises are going to be useful to you, okay? The key is that you've got to do them consistently over a prolonged period of time. You can't get strong overnight, you know, 6-minute ab bullshit, all of that, not interested. This is about being consistent and working hard, and when you do that, you'll get the results that you want from your training. So I really hope that, you know, you found both of these episodes really helpful, and that you go away and that you do it, and that you then feel the benefits on the trail. I don't want you to fall off your bike, but if you do, I really hope that you don't hurt yourself. So if you haven't already, then make sure you subscribe. A lot of these exercises are covered in the various training programs that I sell online, and if you'd like to come and see me at the gym in Bristol, then you're very welcome to. Just drop me a line on ben@thestrengthfactory.uk, or in the comments below, or slide into my social media. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers.